U novom izdanju emisije Oni vole Srbiju upoznaćemo trenera Crvene zvezde Janisa Sferopulosa. Rođen u Solunu, u sportskoj porodici, tokom karijere uveo je 2 puta Olympiakos u finale Evrolige. Zatim vodio je i Ponos Izraela, ekipu Makabija iz Tel Aviva, a od pre nekoliko meseci grčki stručnjak preuzeo je ekipu Crvene zvezde, sa kojom je nedavno osvojio i kup Radivoje Koraća. Da ne gubimo vreme, idemo da ga upoznamo i da čujemo njegovu priču.
Firminho. Ne bre, to je Soldado.
Saldanha seco. Mateus Saldanha.
Registrujte se i mi vam poklanjamo 11 puta po 2000 dinara. Plus svaki dan free spinovi, a utorkom loyalty cashback.
Nes uz lova. Majke mi.
Kurkuma Cream Hot kremu koristim kod osoba koje imaju hronične tegobe, koji godinama muče. Bole ih leđa, vrat, zglobovi na rukama i na nogama. Posebno ujutru osjećaju bol i ukočenost. Preporučujem je svima.
Gde je reuma, tu je i krema kurkuma.
Coach, let me shake your hand first. Thank you so much for being part of the TV show.
Very welcome.
How are you,
pleasure.
Coach?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm very good.
I would like to take advantage to congratulate to you for winning the Radivoje Korač Cup. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. The congratulations goes to all the team.
Oh, of course, to all the
Yes.
team, but I want to congratulate to you. I
Thank
hope you had time to celebrate and you had time to recharge a little bit now for the new game.
Yes, we had time because there was also combination with the cup and the national team obligations for the players, so we had some break and we had 3 days off, and that was good for everybody to, you know, from one side to celebrate the trophy, from the other side to relax a little bit, recharge the batteries and be ready for the hard continuation.
Be ready for the new challenges.
Yes.
You had 3 days off. Did you have the chance to go home to Thessaloniki?
Yes, I've been to Solun. Yes, it's my city. I was there for 3 days. It was okay. It was nice because you have always, you know, you go back at home, you have things to do. But most important is that my mind was always here and, you know, is always here because now this is my new home.
Oh my God, this is very nice. I'm very happy to
Yes.
hear that. But
Yes.
I would like to start from Thessaloniki. But if you agree, we can sit, have a coffee, grab some food, and
Of
talk
course.
about your
Of
story
course.
from
Whatever you want.
From Thessaloniki to Belgrade.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, so now we can start our little chat. So I was asking you now about the right pronunciation of our name is Janis.
Janis. Da.
So in this part, you know, I would like to concentrate more on Janis, not on Coach Janis Sferopulos. So you were born in Thessaloniki,
Yes.
a city that has 2 teams that had a very important role in Greek basketball.
Yes.
I'm talking about PAOK and I'm talking about Aris.
Yes.
And I'm not surprised that you wanted to pursue a career in sport, even because you were born in a family of sportsmen. Your father was a soccer player.
You are right.
Right?
You are right, absolutely right. You are very well informed as a journalist. Congratulations. Yes, it's true that my father was a famous soccer player. He played in the local team of Kalamaria, Apollon, and he was also in the national team of Greece. Those days was like the army team was the national team, so he was there. And he had a big career as a soccer player. But unfortunately, neither myself and my brother follow soccer. We follow both of us basketball. So we were in basketball very young. We play in our club, this Apollon from Kalamaria. Kalamaria is a small area of Thessaloniki. On the east side of the city, close to the airport. So we were born there, I was living there and I played basketball there. When I finished school, I I started to coach, and I was in the beginning player and a coach. I went to the university for physical education in Thessaloniki. So immediately I started to coach young kids, and that was my first coaching season, 1986-87 was my first season.
You mentioned now your father, and I mentioned your father. You said that he was a very talented football player. I would like to add that he was a very good student as well, because he had a degree in medicine.
He was a dentist, and he was the first dentist of the neighborhood of the area of Kalamaria. This part of the city of Thessaloniki, Kalamaria, was immigrants that came Greek, they came all over from Russia, from Turkey, that they moved them, and they came, and it was very hard conditions to live for them, and he described to us very difficult conditions that they were living in, wooden tents in the beginning. And for him, to study and to go to the university was big achievement. And he was the first dentist that helped all the small city, small area of Kalamaria, and he helped everybody, with his medicine profession.
Is that true that in one moment of your life you wanted to become a dentist?
Yes, because I said, or I will become dentist because of my father, or I will be coach because I play basketball and I was in physical education. So at the end, I moved to physical education, and I didn't regret it.
You didn't regret it?
Yes.
And Georgios? Georgios is your brother. He's in basketball as well, but he's an agent, right?
He's an agent and he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer actually, but also he's involved with basketball as an agent. He played also basketball. We didn't play professionally, of course. The club is small, still exists the club, our club, Apollon Kalamarias. And we play basketball and we play also in the men team for a few years, but then, he became, he went to the university to study law school, and then because he was involved with basketball, he moved also to the direction like to be an agent. And he has some really talented young players, and he's involved a lot of years as an agent.
So even if your dad was a soccer player, both brothers decided to pursue a career in basketball.
Yes.
What attracted you to basketball?
At school we had some older players of basketball of the local team of Apollon, and we were watching them playing, and it was very interesting, the game. So I started to play at school before I go to the club. So, and when, let's say, the coach of the local team saw me, my brother is younger, so primary he saw me, I was 12, something like this, 13. He told me, come to play for us. So I went, I said to my dad, it's our team, but it's not soccer, it's basketball. He said, okay, whatever you want. So I went to play basketball, I started to play basketball. I played basketball 7-8 years, from 12 till 2021. And as I told you, last 2 years I was coaching in small kids, and I was a player also. But then I quit playing basketball because I knew that I cannot be a top-level player.
Okay. So that's the reason, basically, why did you decide
to start my coaching career. I didn't know that I will make a career. You start to coach kids, and then working hard all these years, I continue, from juniors to cadets, and then I became assistant coach of the men team, then head coach of the men team. In third league, we took championship, it's national championship. Then I moved to PAOK as an assistant coach, second assistant. That was 1997. So I stayed in PAOK 8 years, and so on. In these 8 years, I first started to coach also as an assistant coach in the national team of senior national team of Greece. And I was in parallel to PAOK and to national team of Greece for 4 years. In national team and in PAOK 8 years.
Okay.
And there was a moment also in PAOK that I took over the team for 6 months when the head coach quit. So I had also this experience as a head coach. Then I wanted to continue with the national team, so I said I want to come back as an assistant coach in PAOK. PAOK helped me a lot to improve as a coach. I went through PAOK to the professional sport. So I worked hard, really hard, you know, with videos and, you know, those days there were not, let's say, like internet, all this information that we can have very easy now. You have to try to find really hard about videotapes of other teams and how to scout, how to break the video, the VHS cassette, let's say. And with working with two videos to cut the clips that you want and to prepare the video for the meeting with the players and the coaches. So it was really, really, you know, tough. I learned through this procedure a lot. I was very lucky that I was assistant coach in a lot of top-level coaches, PAOK, Olympiacos after PAOK. And all these coaches help me to get my own philosophy and get my own ideas, learning from each one of them good things and positive things. And of course, as an assistant, you don't have the pressure of the mistake of the head coach. So the head coach, if will make a mistake, you know, you can understand if one move or one decision was mistake or not without hurting you as an assistant coach, you understand? So I had this, let's say, being 11 years assistant coach, and then I started to be head coach, and my first team was Rhodos, Kolossos, Rhodo. This team was stayed in the first league last game day, and then I took over the second year, and we did great 3 years because my first year we played the playoffs. We finished 8th for first time in the history of the club. And then my second year we finished 5th and we qualified to play ULEP Cup. If you remember those days, there was ULEP Cup. But we didn't participate because of financially we couldn't afford to fly from an island every game, you know, all the games to play abroad. And then third year again we play the playoffs, and that was the moment that I left and I went to CSKA Moscow as an assistant coach again of Jonas Kazlauskas, because Jonas Kazlauskas was the coach that I cooperated with him a lot. How to say, he was very helpful to me and I learned a lot from him. We were together in 3 teams in Olympiacos. When I met him, 2005, I was his assistant. And after that, when he took over in national team of Greece, 2009-10, I was his assistant also there. Second time in Greek national team as an assistant coach. 11-12 in CSKA Moscow, he called me to help him as an assistant coach, and I was there with him. So 3 different teams we were together, and you know, but it's not only Jonas, a lot of great coaches, a lot of great influence to myself from top level coaches, and I was very lucky to cooperate with all of them.
So now, in these minutes, you told me about a lot of, told me everything.
All about my basketball life.
All about your basketball life, because you were a very young coach and you traveled abroad, and after that you came back to Greece in order to gain experience. But now I would like to ask you, what was the turning point in your career? A moment when you realized, okay, all the sacrifices, all the efforts are finally paying back.
I cannot put my finger just in one moment, but there are 2-3 turning points, and I will tell you where, when and where I was when it happened. Let's say first, when I went from the amateur club of Apollon, and I was 11 years as a coach, to professional sport. That was a big step. So I went to PAOK as an assistant coach. That was first step. Then second step was when I went to national team of Greece. So I was in PAOK from '97, so 2001. The coach Kostas Petropoulos of the Greek national team called me, and he took me as his first assistant to the Greek national team. So we play in Antalya the European basketball of 2001. And then I stay with coach Janis Sferopulos 2002, 2003, and 2004 to the Olympic Games with coach Panagiotis Giannakis. In Olympic Games, that was big achievement, you know, to be present with the Olympic team of Greece in the Olympic Games that were organized by your country. That was one of my best moments. But anyway, to come back to your question, that was a turning point when I went to national team of Greece. So I said to myself, okay, to be now in national team of Greece, this means something. Third step was when I moved from my city. I was in PAOK, Saloniki, so next I went to Olympiacos. So that was also a big step because I changed city to coach. I had family, I have 2 kids, you know, it was a decision that all the family will have to move. So that was also one turning point. And then the turning point was when I started to coach, let's say, in EuroLeague. I coach Panionios, I coach Kolossos Ezetoliou, Panionios, Eurocup, step by step. But then the turning point was when I coached Olympiacos in EuroLeague. And of course, my first year as a head coach of a EuroLeague team, we played the final of EuroLeague. But we were unlucky that we played against Real Madrid, in their gym, 2015, the final. You know, it was not easy to win the home team. And not only that, Madrid played 2 finals the previous years, and you know, they had to win the title 20 years. So that was the first time that they play in their home court. You know, it was very tough, very tough. We play, you know, till end of third quarter we were close. Then they take a lead 10 points, and it was very difficult to come back. They won the title, but it was my first season that, you know, that was also one big turning point for me to coach in the top level.
Olympiacos was your first EuroLeague team as a head coach,
yes.
And you brought them twice to EuroLeague final. So it was a very important chapter of your life.
Of course. It was very important, and again, as you said, we played the final 2017 against Fener in Istanbul. So we were unlucky again that we play with Fener in Istanbul, and it was very difficult also for us again, second time, you know, with a handicap of playing, you know, in the home court of the opponent. Not exactly the home court, but the city. But you know, and Fener those days was with Zeljko, Obradovic, and they were four years in a row, you know, in the Final Four. So it was the moment for them to take it. It was very hard also. Again, we fight really hard, but it was very difficult, you know, against in front of their crowd, very fanatic crowd. It was very hard, you know, to stay focused and play good for 40 minutes. We had a good game, but not enough to win the title in their home court.
So we're talking about a lot of experiences, but you know what I cannot figure out? Your journalist experience, because you worked for 4 years as a journalist in Thessaloniki.
You know also this, eh?
I know. When happened? Because the timeline is very weird to me.
Yes, it was I was very young when I started to coach. I was in the university, and there was a direction because when you are in physical education in Greece, you get only one, let's say, specification. So of course, I took basketball, but while I was in my first year in university, the university said that you can take also journalism. So I said, okay, I can take but only this. You cannot take, let's say, basketball and volleyball or basketball, soccer or whatever. Only journalists. So I said, okay, let's go to try this because I don't know what I will do. You know, I can survive as a coach. You know, maybe I can survive as a journalist. And because I was writing really good, like to write, and I am very good. So I said, let's go to be a journalist, to study. And then I was in a newspaper, you know, trying to make some reportage about after games, you know, after PAO games in Champion of Champions those days, basketball of course, and Aris. But then I understood that journalism is not for me, so I devoted in coaching.
Okay.
Ovo Firmino. Ne bre, to je Soldado.
Saldanha seco. Matheus Saldanha.
Registrujte se i mi vam poklanjamo 11 puta po 2000 dinara. Plus svaki dan free spinovi, a utorkom loyalty cashback.
Bez uzlova. Majke mi.
Kurkuma Cream Hot kremu koristim kod osoba koje imaju hronične tegobe, koji godinama muče. Bole ih leđa, vrat, zglobovi na rukama i na nogama. Posebno ujutru osjećaju bol i ukočenost. Preporučujem je svima.
Gde je reuma, tu je i krema kurkuma.
We are not magicians, but we know that we will try hard for all the competitions that we participate, and this is a promise.